Welcome aboard, Captain. We're in orbit over Cascadia, Captain.
What can I... You know, sending you is the first bright idea I've seen from that man, because I told him to stop bothering me about it a week ago. I still don't know anything about it, but if you want to help him, Velma's the one to ask. She's in the warehouse. But I'll warn you, Grim wore her patience thin a long time ago. Not at all. Mr. Nandi treats us all right and pays us well. I just spent most of my... Laws, no. Sometimes it's canid teeth, or mantis worm wings, whatever Sebastian has in stock. So I can talk to him, of course. He doesn't get going about much else. Sort of the strong, silent type. Unfortunately, my apartment's kind of filling up with his stuff. And some of the neighbors are complaining about the smell. Would you? I'd appreciate that so much. Oh, Mr. Nandi's doing that thing where he breathes. He does. Not in Stellar Bay. Everyone else who isn't taken either smells like salt tuna or they're my boss. Besides, a man with a good smile and a proportionate upper to lower body ratio isn't... You think that's what I'm looking for? Sorry, sometimes...
Velma seem out of sorts to you? She's always cranky. Hey, Vel.
Look, you can tell Catherine the new... Did she now? Well, I can see I was mistaken. Because if Catherine really had sent you, there'd be a lot more expletives in your message. I hope you can forgive my temper. First... Braxton. He's in charge of getting the fish fat, but also making sure they don't get too many tumors. He's a real wizard with pharmaceuticals, but he has creative notions of working hours. Comes with living in a free colony, I guess. I would if I weren't busy here picking... Since you don't seem to be constrained yourself, maybe you can tell him something else on your... This again? You can tell that about cover it? She runs the betting parlor across the way. She... Damn right it's staying locked up in my office until Nell shows with her money. No. I paid Sublight for it. So, it's mine. And when Nell pays me for it, it'll be hers. Grim may have asked for the poster, but it's not his until I take his money. Sure can. If you want to pay me more than Nell's offering. Sure. And once you finish helping me, then we can talk about the poster. Fine by me.
I hear you're into Graham's philosopher's hogwash.
Hello, stranger. You...
Sabbat?
I must have hunted a dozen.
Manipillars ain't got pheromone sex. I just told him that so he'd stop asking me for advice.
At least I'm getting a good haul of claws and the You're in good hands, traveling with Monarch's top merc. Still, if you want any rat glands or manticlaw... Huh. I haven't seen her in a few days. But I've been meaning to ask her how that Raptidon acid is working out. I hope it's working okay, because no one else really seems interested in this stuff. Wait, I see what's going on. She put you up to this so she could get a disc. Don't get me wrong. I'd like to give her a discount. She's a real... But if I give her one, I won't hardly make a bit. I can... You sound pretty sure. Okay, I'll do it. Once her shift ends, we'll go...
Have you talked to Sebastian? Okay, but how did he say it? Did he sound excited? Or like he was just agreeing to it? Was he like... Not to worry. If I never buy another Raptidon tongue, it'll be too soon. Ah, look at me going on. Anyhow.
Whatever you do, don't...
You know, I haven't seen him in a while.
If you'd gotten stuck in an hour-long rant about mostly colonists, you'd be thankful.
A murder? Hey, is this the part where we go hunting for clues? Even Stellar Bay ain't safe these days. What's the world coming to?
You startled me. Don't sneak up. Braxton. I've never even heard of a Braxton. Oh. He told me he was delivering to this house in the ruins south of town. Whole family had fallen sick and he had some meds on hand. So maybe look for him there?
I'll be straight with you. Folk who disappear in the wilderness generally aren't able to come back. Don't get your hopes up.
A visitor? What an unexpected surprise! That's the spirit. Now come in. Make your... I'm afraid we don't get many visitors out here. And if... I'm sure I would remember something like... Nah.
Oh, hello there. Sorry, I'm not real good with, It just gets hard to remember things. I recall moments, feelings, but other times it's like there's... That's nice of you.
Hey, what are you doing in my room? Liar! You're trying to steal the last of my rocket candies, aren't you? The ones that come in a bottle with a rocket ship on it. Like the other man used to bring. I'm not telling you. Spacer's Choice pills, they cure all your ills.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have nightmares. What about this?
They sulfur-spouting assholes. Ain't enough that the rats eat everyone? Now people are doing it too?
But what's this? You're tracking blood into the kitchen. Oh dear. You've been nosy, haven't you?
Quickly, my dear. He's getting agitated. We can't let the meat spoil.
Don't worry. We'll make this quick.
Nice work!
Crossing somebody off never felt so damn good.
Respect.
You noticed my mood?
I could be seeing triple and I'd still think you're being unkind.
Will you try wrangling half a ton of dead fish with decades-old equipment and see what it does for your disposition? Anyway. That he's got his load on and I'm stuck covering... That's... Wow. Oh, sure. Because Still, it's good to know what happened to him. And that I ought to start looking for a replacement. Something else on your mind? Sure can. If you want to pick... Fair enough. The damn thing's been a headache anyway. Take the... Kale... He... You mind... If you can find... I don't have the bits for it, plain and simple. Hard workers? Caleb... If Caleb... For running me ragged while he takes an I don't even want to think about that. Or how far behind Braxton's law. Fine. Or...
What are the chances of all the times and places we could have been born?
Yeah.
We're here, light years from
Earth. A worker.
What? Sure. How'd you manage that? Here. Now me and my friends here better get back to work.
Have you had time?
Which... And you know what?
Sounds like rat in here. Oh, it does work. Cover up the salt. Trust me, this is
work. Ooh, you're the...
It's pretty swell. Say, I don't think I've seen you before, and I'd remember...
I'll try not to be a stranger then.
You should stop by more often. The games are always better when you've got someone to celebrate.
Sounds like a good time. I wouldn't mind bringing a couple drinks and settling.
Look at me, getting carried away again. So, poor Isaac. I was wondering why. I'd really like to help. Right. So the thing with Isaac is he didn't know where to stop. He'd get stuck on something, and he just couldn't I don't know. They're hooligans from Fallbrook. They usually loiter in the alley behind the yacht club. Mr. Sanjar will be pleased to hear about it when you're done.
Hey! What do you... Bert? Listen, and not th I don't think so.
That's what you get! Yeah! Now that was fun!
Celia?
Noted.
But not so generous I can't drive a good bargain. Now, who... Oh, I suppose that means you... Now, there's no need to humor me. I'm used to this particular... I had hoped that life... Thanks to...
That's the board's way. Doesn't matter if you're Monarch or the Groundbreaker. If the board can't control you, they'll find...
Now, we've kept ourselves in business by trading with individual corporations, but given the... off the... Yes, freedom.
Can't imagine why you'd sneer at the notion of a free colony.
Monarch's a free planet, Felix. It's also fucked. I ain't a fan of the folks on the board, but if they could be wrangled to rebuild our roads, I'd well...
Your friend makes a good point. You know, I used to be young and idealistic too, but...
Well, Mr. Nandi here has a rather ingenious plan to get MSI restored.
On our terms.
A lot of good that'll do.
Not if we secure the proper...
And if our advertising scheme hasn't borne fruit, then perhaps it's time we took matters into our own.
It's true, our Celia is an alarmingly competent middle manager. At any other company, she'd be... The plan she refers to is a two-pronged approach, and the first part...
And a Mantisaur problem, and a Marauder.
Many problems, but they can all be solved with a Bolt 52 cartridge. If you can get us what we need to reach...
And you'll have a powerful ally on the board.
Why, one of the strongest defenses...
I was starting to get bored listening to you, till you said the phrase extremely powerful ordnance.
It is quite the route. In the old arms building southwest of town, which used... Do be careful. I've lost more than a few people to Marauders and Raptidon. Oh, and what? What can I do for you? But that's terrible. But that means we won't be able to log if there's one. Celia, I do hope you're taking notes. I've got to remember some of these quips. Still, your intervention in the matter is much appreciated. You're just as rigid as the old executive
When Graham finally...
It isn't he? Indeed. That's why it's imperative that MSI be... And the first step is getting the... Then it's good that I've asked... Not intentionally, though. For many years, this planet was home to as many corporations as Terra 2. But back then, it was known as Terra 1. As you may have noticed, this planet has more than its ship.
That ain't fair.
Sharp as ever, Neo. And as the other corporations began to tally their... MSI's leadership at the time certainly thought so, but there were... Ah, so you've heard about our prior... I suppose you're right. Graham's always had a way with words. Strange as it may seem, I suspect he'd have quite the corporate career if he weren't. Graham seemed like a reasonable man years ago. We both agreed. I thought reforms would be enough. I didn't... Reforms are humane. But anyway, we look creating the perfect environment for us to enact the... That's what I thought. Yes, some of us stayed behind. I moved forward with our plan, yet not... I don't know.
Your first mistake was expecting the board to cut you a fair deal.
I understand the sentiment. I do... Why wouldn't...
Yeah.
To be on... If mem...
Don't get ahead of yourself.
Yes, it'll be... My...
It's straight...
Nyoka has the right. It's a...
Sounds like the board gave him...
They would say it... Yeah. Well... Technically he does. What exactly are you accusing? Until we're back on the board... What can I do for you?
Felix, I overheard you listening to Tossball. You a fan?
Am I a fan, she asks. I've been a fan since the Rangers won the Triple Kale Crown.
Right. Explain something to me.
real ruins? It's just like in the serials.
Here we go! Oh, gun!
I'm Huxley. Hux if you're lazy. My friends and I were scavenging. I ran in here and, it's easier. Phew. My butt, though.
Thank you so much. It was getting all stuffy in there, and I was getting... Now I'm out...
Still landing your...
Oh! Oh, sure. But I ain't... Can do. Thanks a lot.
Well, I see you... Forget... Anyway... You weren't supposed to look. I asked... Oh, yes. This... I give Em... I had... Oh, yes. I'm going to be up all night with this. All those blanks waiting to be filled, boxes waiting to be ticked.
Try to control yourself, sir.
Have you any idea how powerful this is? What a for our... Corporate S. How was that?
You're...
Getting ahead of myself.
Happens to the best.
I have those back. If we can find proof. If someone is operating here, then Catherine's almost certainly supplying them out of Fallbrook. Perhaps she could be convinced. Oh, but as much as so it would be... Once you, Yes, perhaps you can use this for leverage of your own. Look at us, too.